So, Manchester United, I feel like we have to talk about them because there is an underlying issue at this club at the minute. Obviously, they have appointed Ruben Amorim as their new manager after Erik ten Hag's sacking. I'm saying that like it's new. It happened nearly a month ago now. Nearly a month ago. That sounds crazy. But, like, there hasn't really been any progress made with the club under Amorim. Like, this doesn't really feel right to me. If you know what I mean, that this manager appointment feels... It doesn't really feel right, because after they sacked Ten Hag, like, obviously Ruud van Nistelrooy came into the job and he was actually really good for 3 or 4 games. Like, he didn't lose a game. But like you have to look at this. There's a sequence. Erik ten Hag loses more than a handful of games. He's sacked. Ruud van Nistelrooy comes into the job. He does really, really well. Bear in mind, he was an interim manager. So, like, he won all the games he played. Well, managed. And then he leaves. And then Ruben Amorim comes in. Draw. Win. Loss. That is 1 draw, 2 wins, and 2 losses in Amorim's last 5. His first game was against Ipswich, and that ended 1-1 at Portman Road. Now, it's not a loss, but it's not great, is it? 1-1 away at Portman Road. Like, Ipswich have been better than we ever thought they would be, but they're not the greatest team in the Premier League, are they? Like, Man United should be beating Ipswich away. When I say that they haven't been great, like, they've not been like a Fulham or a Brentford, have they? Like, I'm not discrediting Ipswich as a whole. Like, they've been decent this season, but Man United should really be beating Ipswich away, really, shouldn't they? And the win that they got against Bodo Glimt was pretty embarrassing because they were losing for some of that game, and they celebrated it like they'd won the Champions League. The 4-0 win at home to Everton. Yes, that game was very good. Xerxes scored twice in that game. That, 2 goals in that game for Xerxes, very good. He hadn't scored since the start of the season at that point. But then we go to the Emirates Stadium. It's a 2-0 loss. And Manchester United, I watched this game, by the way, and Manchester United were very poor in that game, very poor. Obviously, there's been memes about Mikel Arteta and set pieces that Arsenal have scored from. But Manchester United, honestly, they rely on young players way too much. Højlund, Ahmad, Garnacho, that Willy Cambuala, who was playing for United before the end of the season. They rely on youngsters way too much. Like, they really do. And I think it must be something to do with the club, because Scott McTominay left Manchester United and he's not been amazing in Serie A for Napoli, but he's been better than he was ever at Manchester United. So, because he never really blew up at Man United, did he? Let's be completely honest here. But, yeah, they're not good enough. They're really not. And it's also the away win. The home loss. It wasn't even away. It was at home. Home loss to Nottingham Forest 3-2. Now, Nottingham Forest, I'm not going to discredit them by any stretch of the imagination. But this is Nottingham Forest, for God's sake. Like, I'm not about to say anything that I'm going to regret because Liverpool have also lost to Nottingham Forest this season. They can be a very intimidating team away from home and at home. So, yeah. But 3-2. 3-2. At least they only scored one goal at Anfield. But Man United lost this game by 3 goals. 3 goals. They weren't even leading at any stage of the game either. Not even leading. So, like, it just begs the question, doesn't it? Like, you can't really blame the manager in this situation because none of this is the manager's fault. I mean, he looks to be already getting annoyed at the club. He looks to be already getting annoyed at them. I mean, if I spent more than 5 minutes with Manchester United, I'd get annoyed at them. But, like, Eric Ten Hag, you can blame because he had some influence on the players. Jadon Sancho, like, he had an influence on that. I don't really think any of that was Jadon Sancho's fault. But with Ruben Amorim, he hasn't really put a foot wrong, has he? He's trying to do his best for the team. And that's not really what Eric Ten Hag did. But with Ruben Amorim, he's trying his best. Trying his best. This is Manchester United we're talking about. Like, so far, he's played, 3 or 4 games? He's played 3 in the league now. And two of those have been losses. So, the majority of games he's managed in the Premier League so far have been losses. He's got a draw and a win, but they're against 2 teams that Man United should be beating, really. So, I mean, is it embarrassing to say that they lost, to say that they won, drew 1-1 Portman Road? Is that embarrassing? I think it is. Because that's an easy 3-pointer. That is a game where you should be getting an easy 3 points, but they didn't do that. They didn't do that. So, yeah. I think life has been very complicated for Ruben Amorim at Manchester United so far. We just need to see how he's going to progress, because so far, as it looks, it hasn't been anything short of even good so far. It's been average. It's been average. It really has been. They're in 13th. Like, Chelsea's 12th place finish was diabolical. But this is bad. 13th in December. Now, Manchester United, this is probably their worst start to a season ever. Like, they could be finishing 10th by the end of the season. It still wouldn't be as bad as Chelsea. But Chelsea are getting better now. They're second, in fact. Where are Manchester United? Where are they? I think Man United fans underestimate how long it takes for a manager to really catch on. Because... no, overestimate. Yeah. Is it overestimated or is it... I can never tell the difference between the two. I think they have... I'm just going to go with it. I can't tell the difference. They have really, 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 really underestimated how long it is going to be till Ruben Amorim reaches greatness at Manchester United, because the stuff he did at Sporting took a long time. Like, it didn't just happen overnight like that. It didn't just happen overnight. That stuff that he did at Sporting took a long time to do. And I can't see, with the state that this team is in, I cannot see Manchester United winning any sort of big trophy in the next sort of 3 years. Yeah, a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup in 2 years. Man United are a team that should be in the Champions League, not the Europa League. Like, they are lucky that they haven't been in the Europa Conference League yet. I'm not gonna lie. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'm a Liverpool fan. As a Liverpool fan, I would rather we finish 9th than be in the Europa Conference League. That's all I'm saying. Man United are a team. Like, if we were in the Conference League, I don't think I'd celebrate it. Because it's just like the Community Shield. It would literally just be like the Community Shield to Liverpool fans. So, yeah. If Man United won it, there'd probably be a street parade in every street in Manchester. Like, that's how long they haven't won a big trophy for. Yes, they won the FA Cup last season, but it's the FA Cup. Every man and his dog's won the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup. Who hasn't won that? Liverpool won it twice in 3 seasons. So, like, it's not a hard trophy to win the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup isn't that difficult to win either. It's a big-ish trophy, but it's not hard to win. Like, actually, you can start celebrating when you win something like the Premier League or the Champions League that's really hard to win. Really hard to win. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a long time until Ruben Amorim does any sort of great thing at Manchester United, but I'm not blaming Ruben Amorim, it's the players you have to blame. Rashford, what's he really done in the last 5 years? He needs to go. He really does need to go. They're wasting time on so many players that shouldn't be at that club, and it's just not good. It's just not good. And they said Onana's one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. He got a 3.2 in this game today. He's not good enough either, is he? Like, let's be completely honest. But if you enjoyed that video, you know what to do. It means like, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.